Just when we thought we saw it all already in the first two games of our Saturday triple header dito po sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, it is on to this high-octane affair. We do have Manila Digger and Maharlika squaring off in match number 10 in your Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. A big thank you for joining us, Claro Manzano here alongside Glenn Casas, of course. And it seems the rains have died, but Glenn, new season, dami pa nating storylines dito.
Well, it's still too early to tell kung saan yung pupuntahan ng mga clubs na to. But one thing is for certain, a lot of them is carrying the momentum, the air beneath their wings from the previous season.
And other than the previous season, spot on with that, these teams are actually coming off wins. So it's gonna be a heat check. Will one give in to the other, or will they derail one another? With maybe a draw, but we have a look at our weather conditions. It was a rainy Saturday indeed. Rains did stop, but we are expecting more humidity at 94% and the weather here at 28 degrees Celsius. But no doubt already teams have adapted to the climate here. But maybe some foreign players will have to adapt to the weather conditions right here in the Philippines. Let's head on to the home team for this one, Manila Digger. Like a broken record, we keep emphasizing that they are AFC bound. They are going to be participating in the Challenge League. They lost in heartbreaking fashion in the qualifying playoff to advance to the AFC Champions League 2, where they are hoping to join the likes of Kayo, of course, in that intercontinental competition. And here's a look. Sorry, I just wanted to check that. I said Digger did come off a win, but I was referring to the game versus Valenzuela PB Menjola. But they rescued a 1-1 draw versus a revamped Stallion squad. But tuloy pa rin ang laban dito against this stacked Maharlika FC crew.
Yes, you would have to agree na the changes, the implementations that Manila Digger has done throughout the course of their reign nga dito sa current season natin ngayon. You could see that there have been a lot of adjustments to the firepower, a lot of great adjustments to the defense. And nga lang, they kind of fell a little bit short when it comes to showing what's what with Stallion Laguna. But still, again, they managed to salvage a point with that game.
Salvage a point because they did score in added time. Better to take home a point rather than just go home with 0. But of course, parang kailangan nila mag-bounce back dito in this 4-3-3 of Coach Kim Versales. And there are plenty of names from last time or last season. It continues a player to look out for. None other than Kenji Nishoka himself, the Filipino-Japanese, a favorite amongst the fans, of course. Put him anywhere in midfield, he's gonna bring you the goods.
Well, it's important na yung pathway to get the ball into the other end of the box is clear, and you have to have a strong midfielder in order for you to get that path, in order for you to wrestle and gain that possession in that critical area right there.
So, medyo mahalaga ang trabaho dito ni Kenji Nishoka para sa Manila Digger FC. Let's recall again also that Manila Digger did lose to Maharlika last season, and maybe that was a pivotal point because the Diggers actually did lose out in the title race to KFC Iloilo by 1 point. So, of course, they want to get their groove back and just make amends, back the result here against this determined Maharlika side. But we will throw this one to our coach interview with Manila Digger.
For us, it is a big match. And from the last draw, I watched the video. I found some place we need to improvement. And according this week, we training very good. We training from the how to build up, how to attack it from midfield, how to finish it. So even today is a rainy day, I think we already prepared very well. So thank you.
And just to clarify, of course, that's not Coach Kim, but his hands-on assistant coach in Boss Bass Liu. So there you go. Done and dusted with Manila Digger, of course, who are carrying on their redemption tour this season after finishing second in the final series and in the league itself. Let's head over to Maharlika. They are continuing that upward trajectory as we mentioned, ever since they did change up management earlier this calendar year. And they have brought in this strong stable of both locals and foreigners. So it's great that they have that balanced attack and what they have at the disposal of Coach Moon.
Yeah, and they've been really looking for some sort of identity. They've moved from city to city. They've shuffled a lot of players in the past. So right now, we're still looking at what kind of flavor, what kind of brand Maharlika is going to bring this particular season. Kasi sa totoo lang, they were really struggling when it comes to defense. They have the goods up front, but last season, they kind of fell short with the defense when it comes to the really tight situation.
New set of personnel as you got to see from their warm-up. Ivan Owano, Chima Ozoka, Fami Ibrahim. And speak with this team, of course, they did change up that lineup. They still have some holdovers, but halos new look o bago yung mga tao rito para kay Coach Moon in the 4-1-4-1 formation.
Yeah, that is an interesting kind of that's a balanced kind of formation that you could see here. Quick to put people up front, quick to pull people back if ever you need to run for defense. But we'll just have to see what the actual shape is when they attack.
With that 4-1-4-1, of course, it can extend to the 4-3-3. All of a sudden, Major Dine Barley is the player to watch. And we will confirm, of course, if he is indeed playing and holding midfielder from what we have. But oftentimes, he would actually play left back. And ito, si Dine Barley, ang captain ng Manila Digger. Huling season, dito ngayon siya sa Maharlika. So, a bit of a shock actually when we saw him move, considering na AFC bound nga yung Manila. But it will be up to him, of course, to dictate the things for this team.
And you could really look at it this way. There could be some naging comfortable na siya sa Manila Digger. He could be looking for something beyond his current role with his previous club. And this is a very good way to test it, him going up against his former club.
Of course, you're really not so sure if it's a revenge game or just the opposite, right? Where you show your appreciation. We'll get to that later, of course. Not the case maybe with Dine Barley. But first, we will head over to our coach interview with Maharlika FC.
From our first game, we adjust our defending problems a little bit. So today we set bodegas to plan our new pressing system. So I think that's going to work really well today. And we expect to get a win today.
Expect to get a win today. That's always got to be the mindset when you are heading into this one. Of course, after all, we don't play to lose. We don't play to get a draw. Always play to win and achieve that optimal result.
Yeah, and you have to think about it. It's always with that kind of mindset that you would have the best results. Of course, you always have to have some sort of cushion. You have to not be afraid of losing. But at the same time, you really just can't stick around and defend. You have to attack. You have to press. You have to have that attacking mindset in order to move things forward.
And of course, if you get that attacking mindset forward or that attacking direction, you'll pave way for scoring opportunities and get some shots on target. And of course, use the hashtag WeArePFL. And don't you forget about the M10 Football Show on Wednesdays. And we'll be back after the marching here of our players. Let's take it to our team captains, Noy Felonco and Kenry Balobo. And along with our referees, of course, as we will run through the toss coin, si Raymar de los Santos ay ang referee natin at ang kanyang assistants ay sila Paul Galicia at KB Nanyola. Si John Mike Basinang ay ang fourth official, si Ariel Montaña ay ang referee assessor. And our match commissioner is none other than Mr. Jeremy Mark Pagila. Alongside Glenn Casas, this is Claro Manzano and we are bringing you the action dito po sa Facebook at YouTube account ng Philippines Football League. Use the hashtag WeArePFL. Final huddles here as we are taking it again to the starting 11. Glenn?
Well, Manila Digger has some 3 changes here. Yun yung pinaka-main differences nila from the previous outing when they were up against Stallion. Particularly with the changes down midfield and up front as well. They might be sharpening up their tools here just in case they want to have that firepower in the reserve.
Let's see, of course, if those tools will be sharp enough. Let's head over to Maharlika. And as we see, hungry. But do you still say it's an upset? Because, again, talent-wise, nandun na sila.
Well, nagkaroon din ng massive changes si Maharlika for this particular match and particularly an overhaul on their left side. So mayroon yata silang binabalak dyan sa kaliwang side, whether they're ramping up for defense or perhaps a quick counter-attack sa panig na yan. We'll have to find out.
And what I do recall in that matchup last year with that slightly underdog Maharlika squad, right? They did set up to battle Manila Digger when it comes to physicality. O gulang o physical. That's what worked and they pulled off the upset. Will this work now? They have different tools and more technical players. We'll find out.
Well, it looks like they will have to look into their closet here, see what tools they have. Titingnan natin kung anong klaseng atake at anong klaseng diskarte ang gagawin ni Maharlika. Dahil nga, for now, they might still be the underdogs considering how the previous accomplishments of Manila Diggers was.
Underdog matchup here or not, it has been an action-packed Saturday triple header. Manila Digger with the ball in yellow and black. Maharlika in blue, black, and white. Sekou knocked it here. Felonco got it to the right side. Dylan Wambatafem. OJ Clarino trying to provide support. And you could just hear the power on that cross as it was blocked.
Using the energy early on in the game of Batafem.
And there was Yunso Park who did come up with that block. Rinig na rinig yung bola dito.
They always have to have that extra kind of kick. Lalo na pagka malapit ka na dyan sa edge of the box, you really want to hoof that ball. Find somebody inside that box who could hit it. Pero that was a good defensive blockage there.
I still see the physical advantage going the way of Manila Digger dito sa mga corner kick, sa mga banggaan, as it will be driven in by Nishoka himself. Sent in with his right foot. Header! Kala natin, pasok na yan. Pero hindi.
Pero that was a great delivery from Nishioka. Finding somebody right in that box. It's just yung delivery, sobrang ganda. Yung finishing ang hindi.
Because of that, o dahil doon, gigil na gigil si Boss Basliu ng Manila Digger. Tayo pa nga, takala natin, goods na yan. We saw that was good. But it is still early on in this game. It was secured for the moment here by Ibarle. To sprayed out to the left by Dylan Wambatafem. Lobbing this one. Park seeing, of course, that it was out. Goal kick right here for the captain in Kenry Balobo, the veteran who will lead them from the back by example.
Well, the momentum right now is falling into the hands of Manila Digger. Gusto nilang banatan ng banatan yung defense habang hindi pa sila nakaka-catch up sa kanilang hininga.
You have to start the game strong or you may just be on the back foot the entire time because Manila Digger piling up the pressure from the get-go.
That's the best idea there, to just really keep that pressure going para hindi na sila makaporma. But that's the whole difference of a 90-minute game.
And if you can just keep that up, simple, easier said than done. Possible that the opposing defense could make an error and you find the back of the net.
Sure, that. Looking for that kind of long pass there. Unable to find his teammate. Unfortunate for Manila Digger.
Let's also put things this way. We look at our two goalkeepers, and they are both locals. The rule again is you're allowed to put 5 players on the field, 5 foreigners on the field. If you want to add foreigner number 6, that person has to be a goalkeeper. But in this case, you love this. Locals Michael Asong and Kenry Balobo with that spot. And they're actually from the Sandera program.
They are churning out really good players, San Beda. And to think, tingnan mo kung sino yung pinapalitan ni Kenry Balobo dyan. None other than the action man ni Utara ang napaupo niya.
Pero pag player si Dini Watara, makakagol yung mga kakampi niya. Nagsasayaw din habang nakaupo, di ba? And with that, a foul against Usman Guy.
Really,
Kasong busy with him and his backline. May free kick dito yung kalaban nila.
very, very early on. And it's a really good spot as well. Tingnan mo kung nasan ng... tingnan natin itong attack na to. Trying to get away from the defense. Ooh, Guy just putting a foot in, and he has not put a good foot in.
Fahmi Ibrahim was floored. Members of the community enjoying the action right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. It's the last game of this Saturday. Pero bukas may double header tayo rito. Sigurado ako mabibitin kayo, I'm sure. So you join us tomorrow, also right here.
Good spot to take the shot himself.
And that is Byung-Seok Kang, drawing the number 3. And with that stance, setting up for this one. Maharlika might be a bit smaller, but might be faster. And first to reach the ball, let's find out. This one was headed, but out.
Definitely not the intention there. He wanted to put that ball somewhere down the middle where may mga nakaabang na siya na players, pero matatangkad talaga ang Manila Digger. They could get to that ball and really add the pressure real quickly.
And that is why they'll build up from the back. They are showing their trust in Mike Asong. They've been doing that ever since he joined the team earlier this calendar year. Jarvis dito kay OJ Clarino. Trying to split Mike. Took a bit of a tumble. OJ wants it to be theirs. Gets it. Pero syempre sinasabi ni Dina Barle that it should be their ball. Coach Moon off camera having a word with John Mike Basinang.
That's an interesting choice. Kaya nila siguro nilagay si OJ Clarino in place of Bars Ilya, the number 19 player. It's because of that speed. They want to have that explosiveness on that right side, and Clarino just showed us that.
OJ Clarino, veteran already of the game, as we know. Nishoka whips it back in. I thought that was goal bound for a moment, but the Maharlika defense read that easily. Off to the races now. The engines turned on. Seadog Schaffner got his boot with Chima Ozoka. Promising ball here. Definitely onside right there. With the cross, the in swinger, no good. Well, it was secured by Dylan Wambatafem. Mike Menzi. He's had about 2 stints with Maharlika already, but under, you could say, contrasting setups, right? Umabot si Mike Menzi doon nung panahon where they were giving opportunities to players who wanted to play pro. But now, it's really that setup where it's not about producing players, but they're ambitious. They want to go for wins.
Producing results this time around, not just making dreams come true for this team.
Dreams do come true though when you produce results. Fahmi Ibrahim, previously with Stallion. As Jordan Jarvis sends this to safety.
Jarvis had to really do that clearance in case somebody was menacing, and nakikita natin si Ibrahim na medyo papalapit sa kanya.
Throw in to be taken from Park. There's been that Korean influence in this Maharlika squad ever since the change of management. It started off with their coach, and Coach James. The coaching change, but their coach still from Korea.
And you can see na nagkaroon nga ng improvement with the quality of the football being produced by Maharlika in this situation, especially when it comes to driving that ball into the box.
But it's a test because you are facing this Digger squad, the best offense and defense last season. Shot taken, took a deflection, but it was recovered by the keeper. Usman Guy took that one. Kenry Balobo was alert and on his feet.
You could still remember Kenry Balobo from his Kaya days. That was peak goalkeeping for a local goalkeeper at the time, and he is still in top shape right now.
I even remember in the pandemic season when Balobo was with Menjola. It was a game against Maharlika. Goalkeeper siya. They put him on as a field player.
Parang naaalala ko nga yun.
They're sizing up here. Tinawang Patafem. Park will not back down.
Well, that's Maharlika recognizing the threat that Wamba Tafem has. Always two on him when he gets the ball on that right side.
And that fall there seemed on his own when you refer to the attacker. Chima Zoka is with the squad also. He's been out for some time due to injury. He was previously with Cebu. There was that three-headed attack or dragon of the Gentle Giants, as it is easily recovered by Balobo.
But it does happen from time to time na when you're already taking the back seat, na you're no longer a starting 11, you do have that kind of yearning for something more. And I think that's why he's right here with the Golden Blacks.
The thing with Chima was that he was doing so well. The top three leading scorer with the Turkish dynamic duo of Arda Şener Mert Altenoz. Nandun siya, then he suffered injuries also over the past 2 years or so. Here comes Fahmi.
Kim was not fast enough to get to that ball first. Really unfortunate.
We see Cho, who is actually listed in the sub list, but is playing in this game. That could possibly be that they subbed him in after na-announce na yung starting 11. Pwede yan. You can make a sub even before the game starts.
But that would use up your substitutes.
That is correct. They're trying to keep it here on the right. They have to reset though because of the pressure. Barley got to thread the needle. The cross. Keeping it in, cutting it back. Mike Asong super save. It's still on here though. Here's the shot again. Asong! But they buried it here. 1-0 for Digger. It looks like it's Chima amidst the chaos.
And that's what you love to see with Uzoka. He finds that calm in the chaos, finds that little pathway for that ball, and just tips it in expertly. No missing that.
We never felt he lost it. Got injured, but back after some time. And Chima back like he never left. The quad cam right here.
Oh, this is new. Just look at that angle there. You really had no right to score from there with that amount of defense. Everybody has a chance to put their body in the way, but Uzoka was first to the ball. Didn't give a chance for the defenders to touch that.
Gotta hustle, of course, and clean up. And that's how Maharlika get the goal. Sometimes it's hard work doing it all for you.
Wow. And surprise, surprise, looks like Manila Digger is in the back foot.
We saw that the goal scorer was Chima Uzoka. And it's been confirmed now. There you go. There was a confusion also.
Well, Perry, you saw the cheering from his former teammates from Cebu. You could hear them from the stands right now. That was beautiful.
There's that sense of family with Cebu FC, of course. You could always feel that in the vibe and in the culture. They cheer them on also when they decide to move to different pastures or different teams.
But again, that attack right there, Uzoka, right place, right time, gets himself in the right path to just take that ball.
Rilioraza. The family sends his apologies. Right intentions from Nathan. Boss Bass looks on. Got this one though. They slid it to the left, courtesy of Usman Guy. On the left with Toure. Take it from distance. Henry, it's loose. Just secured. With his hand though, I think. Or at the back of his head. Got hit. That was while the Diggers were trying to go for the follow-up.
Talagang hindi mo may pagkakait, buwis buhay ang pagiging goalkeeper. You could see from here that he is the last line of defense. Look at that nicely placed ball. But then again, Balobo was first to it and had to shield it.
Balobo may have spilled it for a bit, but showed us his superb reflexes. These goalkeepers again, a pride of San Beda. That's where they went, of course, for their college.
And it's a really good insight right there that our collegiate teams are now starting to really churn out professionals, footballers that could compete at the top level of the domestic. That's really important if we want to keep the league going, if we want to keep the momentums going forward for this league. Kailangan hindi tayo nauubusan ng supply ng players.
Manila Diggers contingent catching the action. As expected, Balobo is okay.
A little worse for wear, pero still, he will continue.
15 minutes in. We've seen a lot already right here. Dito po sa Rizal Memorial. Dini Watara was getting ready also, just in case Kenry wouldn't be able to carry on.
Reliable defense for Maharlika as well, right at the reserves.
The 2024 season did see Dini Watara rack up the most clean sheets when he was with what is now Aguilas UMAC FC. Back then when they were known as Davao.
And you could really see the quality of the saves that he had. That's why when you put Balobo ahead of him, that kind of speaks volumes. Because I was witness to some of his heroics, his fantastic saves. And Kenry is the same as well. He's one of the agile keepers that we have locally.
Last season, I do recall he saved a penalty to what I recall was a win. So he rescued that for them. Sidog Schaffner flicked it. Kenji Nishoka. Usman Guy was calling for a diagonal ball.
Really quick to the mark there. Kenry Balobo just jumping on that. He could see the path of that ball and just swipes it.
Mike. Pero binigay dito nga kay Owamba Tafem. Error again, but it seemed a bit too high for Sekou Cisse as he wanted to put it away. Sekou Cisse with a target on his back again. The Golden Boot winner last PFL season.
At hindi nila napaghandaan yung pag-progress ni Owamba Tafem on that right side. Usually there are two on him. This time he was free. And that header, or that cross leading into the header, was the reason why you don't just let him feed the middle of the box.
Medyo kinakabahan nga ako kasi mukhang baliktad yung prediction ko dito yung pinakita kanina. But that's what you love, of course, in the game of football. As there's a fall from Nathan Rilioraza. Dine Barle, his team is energized thanks to that goal.
Well, they have to keep this going if they really want to hang on to it, because Manila Digger is not the type who would sit down and just take this. We've seen it last game. We've seen it in the first game.
They can start the game on the back foot, but just flick the switch. And sometimes you can just start the game on the back foot, and that's it. It's all up to the men in the field.
Painit-initin mo ng konti kahit na medyo gumiginaw na. Hindi pa rin maginaw. Medyo mainit pa rin dito with that humidity. But once they really get that engine going, the momentum, the touches, they start getting more precise.
It could be just hard to stop them once they get going. And I'm referring to not just Manila Digger, but also with Maharlika. Yushoka. Sabi niya, sandali lang. Barle drew the foul.
Little big stock there from Wamba Tafem, just muscling his way through to get that ball, but of course draws a foul instead.
So this is the first official game again for Dine Barle against his former team. We were talking about the revenge games, right? So normally you'd see a player struggle in a packed roster and we get limited playing time, transfers to another team, and then gets the opportunity and plays well against his former team. You know, revenge game. But in the case here of Dine Barle, not really that case, because he was always a shoo-in in the starting 11. He did lead, or he was one of the leaders in assists after all for Digger. And you could say the same for C-Dog Schaffner. He was well in the rotation of Stallion Laguna, moved to Digger. So when C-Dog played Stallion last weekend, he said it was all love.
Well, it could be possible that these players are also attracted to the vision of Hang Moon for his Maharlika team, the possibility of going beyond what they know, what they already have. And I think it's really interesting to see if there's something more.
This one bouncing dangerously. The effort there, though, Wamba Tafem was thwarted. He might have gotten hit, though, while he was in the air, but there's no foul there. This is going to go the way of Maharlika.
Yeah, referee there not calling anything. Pero mukha nga may konting contact there, but it might have not been enough to really warrant a foul.
1-0, and we are 20 minutes in. Chima Ozoka, the goal scorer. Fami. OJ was knocking it back. And that ball secured at the knee by Juf. Asong had to clear it. McLeod, he does have that ability to win aerial duels.
And you know, that kind of goes all the same with most of the Manila Digger players, with the height advantage that they have.
With McLeod also, he was impressive in that win of theirs over Tuloy. It was a 3-2 win, of course, where Maharlika were left unsatisfied. They expected more, of course, in that game. But at the end of the day, a win is a win.
Kahit na anong method pa yan, as long as it's within the rules and you get the results, that's quite important.
Great turn right there. Throwing it forward, Yung Suk Kang almost got to connect with Chima. You have the Kangs, of course, who are here at the pitch for Maharlika.
Medyo naaabangan na nga ngayon si Chima Ozoka. He is now a marked man, and you've had a good position there to start with and just take that ball away from him.
1/4 into this game already. Manila Digger in yellow and black. Maharlika in their blue, black, and white. Here they go once more. Yung Suk Kang dictating traffic, giving it over to Insu Park. Step to the brakes. They have the luxury of being more patient again, thanks to this lead of theirs, courtesy of Chima Ozoka. Fami, no options. Plays it back to McLeod. And Kenjin is Shoka, forcing him to play it back.
Manila Digger just starting to put a little bit more pressure on the defense, hoping to find that mistake. And pag nagkamali ka in that area, it's a really quick counter-attack.
On to the left. Schaffner, early cross. This will be big if Wampatafim secures. Clarino. Low cross. Cleared up for a bit by Rilio Raza. Sea-Dog tried to drive it. Low though.
Bit difficult with that kind of crowded space. Kailangan mo pa yung extra touch to keep that ball, but you have that pressure behind you and in front of you saying that I have to take this now.
It's Coach Kim, the head coach. But it's Boss Bass who is calling the shots for the moment at the technical area. Played here well by Bumsok Kang. Rilio Raza pretty much got that against Felonco. Clever ball here. Chima Asong once more.
Chima Uzoka is really lurking and really giving the hard time for the center backs to get their position. He's finding that gap between the two of them at nag-aabang na lang siya ng perfect pass.
With what Chima Uzoka can do, even before he scored that goal. I told you so. O nasabi ko nga sa'yo, Glenn. Alongside Glenn Casas, this is Clara Manzano. It's the third game of the day in this triple header. Earlier, an absolute upset. Rico Andes. Pretty much at the death. 1-0 for Cebu. And their backs were against the wall pretty much the whole time against Stallion. Always a good one when Cebu and Stallion play. We got to see again confirmation that Chima Uzoka is the lone goal scorer of this game so far. Filonco. Family telling them to just slow it down. They have the space and a bit of that luxury.
Well, that pass was unfortunate for Wambata Fem. Ina-expect niya na sa harapan niya pupunta. Ran a bit too fast there.
Confidence there at the back by Park Kun-soo. Bumsok Kang. Dine Barle. Earlier, just to wrap up the results earlier today, a 3-0 win for Tuloy over Garelli in the Don Bosco Derby. Fami secures. Gets floored by OJ.
The midfield is starting to show some cracks there. You could see the pass coming in from the middle and nalagpasan nila yung linya ng midfield ng Manila Digger in order to get that pass forward. And wow, that I think they're starting to find the rhythm here. Medyo nakukuha na nila yung number nung midfield ng Manila Digger.
And I'm being told once more, just like the previous game of Maharlika, there are a great number of Korean viewers. Annyeonghaseyo to all of you. Magandang gabi po. For Manila Digger, on the other hand, they do have the Chinese influence, right? Ni hao. Battle of East Asia of sorts, right here.
Kind of, yes.
I know yung mga team natin, but there's that foreign influence also, right?
Really good spot here to make that delivery. We already have the Maharlika players gathered on the other edge, looking for that header, I suppose.
Kang Bumsok lurks now and looks on. It's been Maharlika just prevailing with her hustle, heart, and speed. They go for the near post. Somehow they go for the opposite. Shoka will try to secure. Outside daw.
Yung medyo napalakas yun, overcocked yung cross na yun into that box. Everybody was waiting for that header, but unfortunately it didn't come to them.
Mike's brother Audie did play that AFC Champions League 2 game with KFC Iloilo. There was a stretch also in their respective careers where they were teammates. Nakakaingit sa mga ganun, no? When brothers are teammates.
I think one of the first examples that we saw na naging mainstream was the Young Husband brothers back,
of course,
a decade ago. It's been a decade na pala, no?
That's true. That did not happen with the Great Witch brothers, right? Chris and Simon playing against each other with Loyola and Kai respectively.
Oh yeah.
Nathan Rilio Raza driving traffic over to Cho. Cho could not get this one though. This is dangerous. Asong playing with fire.
Either Asong was really trying to drop the shoulder and maybe do a feint. Almost costed him though.
Well, one thing though, it's Maharlika owning this game, controlling it. And Macliar was fouled, as you saw. That's why there was the late whistle nonetheless from Raymar de los Santos. The yellow card is out. This one's gonna be shown. Pinakita na ata. Captain Kenry Balobo just checking on things also.
Ooh, a bit physical there coming from the number 11, Toure. So it looks like they will look into just passing that ball along. Maharlika glad to just move that ball and drag more of the Manila Digger players forward.
Kenry. Nishoka came off of Kang Bum Suk though. A foul here though. A yellow card just like that. 1-1 at ang score natin dito sa mga dilaw.
And looks like it is starting to rain cards before it starts to rain. Hindi pa mukha pa namang hindi uulan, hopefully.
We did see rain for the entire game earlier. None here. Still humid though. No wind or minimal wind at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila.
Well, at least here we don't feel the wind. From where we're sitting. This is a good spot. And they have options. They have players that can take a decent swipe at that ball. But getting over that wall and under, that's the main challenge.
Just to be sure, there's a player lying down. We see this abroad, right? Or for the fans, may nakahiga kasi baka makalusot ang bola.
Ayaw nang magpauto with getting that ball under the wall.
Dine Barle putting his body on the line literally.
Last line of defense, you can say.
Actually, I would see this from Korean teams, to be precise. They would be quite creative, whether they're the attacking team or the defending team on a free kick.
I've actually seen this in La Liga as well, especially if the taker is Messi, because he has done a few of those under the wall.
That shows the respect of Maharlika here for the attack of Digger. As we've said again, the best offense last time. They take it over! But Henry Balobo is there.
Solid positioning coming from Kenry Balobo. He knows that that ball was going to try and squeeze through that corner right there, the right corner.
He wants to win this battle of the goalkeepers, as we've mentioned again.
Quick response from that guy. Kenry Balobo already saw the ball's trajectory there, pushed his hands, couldn't catch it, but at least he was able to get it away.
The pressure's piling on now. If you are Digger, you're getting that offense going, you're getting shots on target. Nishoka once more. Back into the danger area. Macliar gets it. They hit it wide. They shoot. It is over though. Some frustration kicking in already, but hey, they have their offense, you could say.
Yeah, but again, I'd like to highlight there the usefulness of Nishioka. Just getting that ball, taking it first time to put that ball into the box 3 times in this particular succession. And unfortunate nga walang nakaka-convert from that range, but that was really pinpoint accuracy there and on impulse too.
MacLeod is the pronunciation, not MacLeod. My apologies for that, of course. Our director just checking up on us. But thank you, of course, to our community for helping us. Fami. Was this a Barley getting clipped? Hindi raw, sabi ni Kenji Nishoka.
The guy was looking for the foul there, none given by the referee, and it's still Maharlika in the possession.
Released quickly by MacLeod. Sea Dog to the side, hoping that Wampatafem will get it. Dylan couldn't secure it though. He was up against Kang Bum Sok.
That Korean influence really has put a bit more quality into the passing game of Maharlika. Hindi na lang siya yung bastang hoof it and hopefully somebody up front gets it.
Down the left now. Here's the cross. Well, Mike was there to get the stop. He thought for a moment Seiko and company were going to get it. Kenji, 2-1 dito. Medyo traffic dito sa kaliwa. As Rilio Raza gets it. That just allows Maharlika to breathe for a bit.
A bit of shift in direction as well for the attacking angles coming from Manila Digger, focusing people on that left side now and nobody making that run on the right. Except that time na si Clarino tumakbo nga sa right side but the ball was not going to get to him. Batafem couldn't find it.
That ball was no good. Obviously the Digger playing catch up and more frustrated.
Yung nabanggit mo nga, the sharper they are getting, the more attempts, the more shots they're trying to put in. It's a two-way street eh. At one side, nagiging accurate na and something's bound to crack. But at the same time, the more they miss, the more frustrated they get.
A similar script to that last game. Atake ng atake or attack all you want, but you're not able to score all of a sudden. But Maharlika put away the chances that they got. Hey, Juve showing a fist right there. Showing a fist or showing his arm. That's his final warning already from the looks of it.
Mabait pa si referee at that stage.
The pressure carries on. Maharlika can hold on at the least, right? With this and manage the scoreline. But it is very early.
We still have the second half for adjustments, but this is a prime opportunity to put that ball in.
That was sent forward by Kenji. Over to the right. Going now. Torre. Off of Dini Barle.
Konting palitan because Toure is now on that right side. Earlier he was on the left side and sometimes around the midfield. Pero itong si Nishioka, he's pretty much everywhere for this team.
He can drive that offense for them, of course. A very technical player. There you go now. Close. And it's confirmed here. The equalizer. And if you are Digger, teka, home run mo na daw yan. And it is for Babukar Torre. And if you were Digger, you could say it's about time because they were on the attack pretty much for most of the game.
Well, it really was a very chance ball. You could see there that header was meant to come in, but it was blocked by two bodies. It had to take another kick coming from Toure to really cement that in. Panigurado, pang-guarantee. And now it's guaranteed. It's a draw right now. We're level.
Torre showing his hustle this time around for Digger, the team in yellow and black. He was lying down and had to poke it in. Takes a lot of heart also, as we've said, for that one.
And awareness at the same time to just know that you don't have to move much.
Goals now, courtesy of Torre and Chima Ozoka. Their efforts cancel out. But it's been quality here. Here's Maharlika trying to respond as it's knocked to no man's land. OJ Clarino knew, that's why he let it go out so that Mike Asong could take the goal kick. There's Coach Kim, their head coach. Boss Bass in the background.
He's now starting to bark orders directly. Something has to change if they want to keep the momentum going for Manila Digger.
Here comes Cisse. Thought he gave it away. It went back to his feet. They'll continue to pile up the pressure. Their back line also inside the half line. That is showing, of course, their attacking intent and utmost aggression. Sea Dog. Kenji Nishoka. Jordan Jarvis. In set pieces also, he is a danger man for them.
Still can't find that way through down the middle or on the other sides.
Just like that, you see the switch now in momentum. Nandito naman sa Maynila. Can they secure Dylan Wambatafem? Sea Dog cutting in also, hoping to give numbers and to give him space. Felonco binigay dito sa likod. And that bounced around dangerously. Even if Kenry Balobo got it, that was so close to Seiko Cisse.
Yeah, Cisse was in the right spot. Mukhang sa kanya na sana yung bola kung hindi lang mas mabilis ng konti si Balobo sa response.
Nishoka hit the floor. Felonco. Binagalan nila yung laro. They slowed it down to just let Kenji recover. But he's very slow by the center circle as it's knocked back to Asong.
Asong now just on the relaxed part of the field. Kasi na momentum ay nasa Manila Digger with putting people up front and looking at that good pass diagonally.
Headed forward. Seiko Cisse was saying that his teammate in Wambatafem should have gone forward to meet that second ball.
But at the same time, the placement of the ball was just too close for Kenry Balobo. I don't think na may magagawa pa si Wambatafem kahit nandun siya.
Cleared up by McLeod. Chima couldn't get it. Muntik na dun kay Kam Yong-suk. Flag is up right here though from our linesman on the other side. Coach Moon calling for it. There you go. That was for the call a while ago. Boss Bass is furious.
Wow.
He has extended his technical area to the half line.
Fourth official just getting the coach under control.
But I will say, he's one of the most pleasant guys to speak with also when we are away from the game.
But then again, passion nga talaga.
And the stakes are high for every single game right here in the PFL, right?
Every point count, especially with how one thing na makikita mo how they've started to close the gaps between the teams right now with the improvements that they have. So there's really no better way to look at it except gaganda pa ang quality ng laro.
And we already thought that last season's PFL was fantastic. Just another step here. So there you go, of course. There's a yellow given out. Tandaan nga natin, Glenn, yung format natin, no? Double round robin first, and then after, of course, we'll be splitting the top 6 in the bottom 5. They will figure in their breakout group. And from there, that's how we will determine, of course, the champion on all the other positions. But essentially, the top 6 after 2 rounds will get to play against each other once more. May single round robin sila. As is the case for teams 7 to 11.
Placing na lang yung bottom half. Parang it's kind of similar to how, well, if for the Formula 1 fans out there, of course, Q1, Q2, Q3.
Or a better way, check nyo yung K-League and the Scottish League.
Oh yes, they have
how it
similar
works.
format as well. That's a good inspiration that we're taking, especially if we're considering expanding further as well. And right now, 11 teams, so...
Whipped in! Very dangerous!
Not over yet!
There you go, just like that. You call that a team goal nonetheless from the superheroes of Manila Digger.
Well, that certainly was a well-earned goal there. Everybody wanted to get that ball into the back of the net. Heads flying. You could see everybody trying to grab that ball.
After all, you look at the top scorers, the top playmakers from last season, most of them Manila Digger players. Here's a look. I'm sure we can identify the goal scorer dito sa quad cam natin.
Good delivery in. Konting kaguluhan pa. Header from, I think that was Guy Usman.
Let's hold on.
No,
It's number 15, yes. That's Usman Guy, you're right.
nakakalito kasi si Guy Usman had that header, but I think there was another tap.
Again, I told you, they're all over the place. But Henry Palopo still contesting that.
Also, it was the number 20 Juve who had that last touch. Yung kaninang parang nakahiga lang din na out of position kasi mukhang hindi pa pasok ang bola. He had to really make sure that it goes in. Wow, and the tables have changed.
At nasa first half pa lang tayo. Let's hold on. They're crediting the goal actually to Modu Juve, not to Usman Guy.
Yeah.
So possible, or it's possible, that the ball crossed the line already. Nung nasipa siguro ni Usman Guy. I'm just guessing. Maybe it was inside the goal already.
Well, it has been given to Youth, and that was a goal well earned as well because everybody wanted to get that ball out. Hindi mo alam kung saan malalaglag yung bola na yun.
3 goals and we're only in the first half.
But I have to be honest with you, Claro. This is, I'm really liking the Maharlika team now because not only are they competitive, but they are threatening.
And even if you see that these players for Digger are big, hindi sila takot, di ba?
But looks like Manila Digger has the physicality to overpower them.
3 minutes of additional time, as John Mike Basinang, our fourth official, did confirm at the half line. And it's a corner kick here. And you can say this already because they have that 2-1 lead. Although they've been trying and trying even earlier with those unsuccessful corners, you still have to credit them and credit Kenji Nishoka because na-stress yung defense dahil dun. They got the defense working and eventually that crack formed.
I mean, bend metal enough times and it is bound to bend, bound to crack, you know? So he is doing a great job just keeping that pressure on and forcing the Maharlika defense to be on their toes always. Sometimes they do get a bit overzealous.
Here we go once more. Nishoka going for the back post. And Usman Guy almost got his head to it. Got a piece of it though, I'd like to think.
He did. And that jump, it was a really high ball. I thought it was going to go over everybody, but that jump there almost redirected the ball.
You did see Dylan Juan Batafem. Another season for him with this team. Another season, do you say? One of the top hairstyles dito sa PFL. Eh, kasi ang problema dito, nawala na yung man bun ni C-Dog Schaffner. Kasi C-Dog Schaffner, no more with the man bun, right?
Last season, yeah, we always saw that man bun feature, but it's a different cut today.
I was telling him, why did you have to do that? That's Iron Man without his core. Tapos kasama pa niya yung mga superhero ng Digger.
Well, it looks like Digger almost had another one, and they still have a chance to get this going.
Nishoka contra Rilio Raza. Nishoka, Filipino-Japanese, Rilio Raza, a Filipino who grew up in the United States. And Nishoka was born here though in the Philippines. Ture, one of the scorers. Pero nakabawi si Balobo dito. Counter-attack triggered now. Great control from Kenry.
And they had to force Kenry really in awkward places to just score that goal. They had to overcrowd him. Pero for one-on-one situations, my money would still be on Balobo. But right earlier, the two goals, they were far from one-on-ones.
And the control of this game has really gone to Digger. Because earlier, tandaan nga natin, that goal of Maharlika. One of the few chances, but they made it count. Halftime whistle now. 2-1 is the score. We've seen the momentum go both ways in our first half right now, Dito, Glenn.
Well, you did start to notice that after siguro a bit aggressive in the first 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of the game, you could see that Maharlika was controlling the ball, getting those passes up front. But then the midfield started to get a bit stale, especially the attacking front of Maharlika. And that's, I think, one of the opportunities that Manila Digger took. Nung nagpahinga na ng konti yung attack, they were able to commit a lot of people up front. And you could see overcrowded box many times that the ball had to be forced in. It was quite a spectacle.
2-1 is the score. Manila Digger leads Maharlika at the half. Currently at the halftime break in your Philippines Football League action 2025-2026 season. 3 goals at the moment. Halftime, but a come from behind from Manila Digger to take this lead at the moment over at Maharlika FC. Juven Ture, the goal scorers at the moment for Digger, and Maharlika with that opener earlier from Chima Ozoka. 3 goals, Glenn, but only in the first half.
Indeed, and all 3 goals were really difficult to come by. Let's look at the highlights from the first half. At first, nakala natin that Maharlika would be on the back pedal trying to really suppress the raging attack coming from Manila Digger. But surprise, surprise, it was them who came on top on the other end with a quick counter, and nagkagulo nga ng konti dyan. Then Uzoka was able to just redirect it, get the job done. That was not an easy goal. You could see, talagang pinaghirapan niya yan.
Credit Maharlika for that strong start. That's how they managed to get that goal. They were clinical with that chance they had in the beginning. Goals again here, coming from hustle. I'm talking about both teams, of course.
Mm-hmm. And you can't deny that Maharlika really has been putting a lot of effort into getting someone in front of that goal to shoot. Pero as the time went by, Manila Digger started to gain that momentum. At the same time, like I said earlier before we concluded, the attack coming from Maharlika started getting stale, and that kind of gave initiative for Manila Digger to put more people up front. And as you could see, that goal there for the first one, really well taken. And nagkaroon din ng konting kaguluhan dyan, but Ture was just in the right spot to just really wait for that ball to fall gently and kindly for him and just tap that in really nicely.
And with that, of course, that was the goal here that they were contesting. So Maharlika were claiming that this one is offside, but the referee's decision here is final. That was turned in, and we got to confirm amidst the chaos. And Modu Juve did score that. We did check with our match officials. But with Digger, of course, they controlled the game. They controlled the midfield. Pretty much just suffocated Maharlika when it came to control of the game. And that's why we have these numbers.
And like what we said earlier, Nishioka is doing an important job keeping that midfield really tight. But it's not just Nishioka, because Nishioka is the offensive part of that midfield. But the defensive part of that midfield from Manila Digger collectively was able to really suffocate the attack and prevent the supply of balls coming into the right spots for Maharlika. And talagang hindi na natin sila nakitang makaporma after the first goal.
Local player and veteran Noy Filonco, that holding midfielder, playing the number 6 position right here for Manila Digger.
Well, really critical for them to really just keep it going at this stage, because I think one of the things that Maharlika is going to do is they really need to find a way to thread that ball through the midfield. Kailangan nila makahanap ng alternative path, because right down the middle, teritoryo na ni Manila Digger yan, and they've been finding it hard to really get through it ever since.
Nathan Rilloraz, one of the players, just trying to keep them afloat in the midfield. And then on the wings, there's the likes of Fami Ibrahim and Cho trying to come up with those attacks down the wings, but those were short-lived. Medyo kulang as compared here to Manila Digger, who've just swarmed them with the number of attacking chances. And that's how things went in the first half. And it's on here again to the second 45. And kicked off. I think they gave this to Digger hoping to win it off the press or off a throw-in, as we've been seeing in football. Manila Digger in yellow and black. Maharlika in blue, black, and white. A big thank you for joining us again on the Philippines Football League's YouTube and Facebook pages. This is Claro Manzano alongside Glenn Casas calling the action for you in our finale in this triple header tomorrow. We have the double header again. Sigurado ako bitin yung mga tao dito sa Rizal Memorial Stadium so they can come back tomorrow. Lalo na yung mga tao watching a live stream, they can come also tomorrow to join us in person right here in Manila.
Kahit ako, mabibitin ako after nito eh. I just got here.
Throw in taken long. Poked away, some back and forth. Cho. Chaos. This favors Maharlika, of course. It's in their attacking end. Poked away. And Cho is getting his body on the way, trying to win a foul. Kang Bum-sok. Uraza wanted to take it. That was tough. Kang Yong-suk, on the other hand. Fami will try to keep it on the left. The foul not enough, of course, to convince Raymart De Los Santos, or that fall not enough to convince Raymart De Los Santos, whether it be a free kick or a penalty plea.
Well, there was barely any contact there, and he just went to the floor with that. So, no doubt about it, that was a good call. No call in this case.
Coach Bass more relaxed now, given the lead 2-1.
Saka 15 minutes have passed, and at the same time, you really have to keep the cooler head if you want to be able to figure out how you'd want to keep the momentum going.
Plenty of movement here in the midfield. Dylan Wambatafim. Is he trying to go for a goal? Hey, the effort was there. He saw the keeper was slightly off his line.
Yeah, I think he wanted to get that ball over to Schaffner, who was making a run on that side, but I think the contact on that ball was just not enough to direct it the right way.
Pero kung pumasok yan, sasabihin niya, tira yun.
Oh, naman.
I was deceived there, I will admit. They're slowing it down now. Digger again, representing the Philippines in the AFC Challenge League. That is the third tier for Asian club competitions. They will be heading to Cambodia late in October. That tournament is played over a single round robin, or that group stage. If they emerge, or if they finish in the top two, they will make it to the knockout stages. Here comes Fami! That would have been a stunner or a banger if he managed to convert that.
Well, Fami Ibrahim was given the space to just take that ball with him and find that way. Let's have a look at it here. Yun, binagbigyan siya ng konting espasyo dyan. Inangat ng konti ng defender yung pa niya, but still not able to really get in the way of that shot. But luckily, it was off target really, really slightly.
Fami Ibrahim has already proven his quality from his time last season with Stallion. Long ball came off of Chima. Paving way to this, Kang Yong-suk. Here's Asong to get that much-needed stop.
That was unfortunate for Yong-suk because he was in the best spot to shoot. It wasn't too far. It's just him and the keeper, but he just shot it right straight at the keeper.
Chima is shaken up by that one. That was a bit of incidental contact, right? Yes, he got that ball to his teammate, but just so happened he was there.
Well, there's a replay here to show what exactly happened. Yong-suk straight into Asong.
What happened with Chima was right before.
Panghawak na niya yung ulo niya before the shot happened.
Would have been a bittersweet assist.
Oh,
if they converted there.
Could have been. Mukhang there's a little bit of damage there. He has to have himself checked. Physio says okay. Oh no, looks like he's going to be taken to the side.
Any hits to the head again taken seriously, as we know, with precautions or concussion protocols.
Yeah, that is something that was not in place nung bata pa tayo at nanonood tayo ng football. Kaya nga uso nun yung no blood, no foul. But in this case, you really have to be careful when it comes to head injuries because they're really serious.
That's right, of course. No blood, but a lot can happen, of course, when it comes to concussions. Asong will take a sweet time to resume, given the lead 2-1. Torre and Juf, the goal scorers, right here for Digger.
And Uzoka, who's currently nasa sideline pa ba siya? I think he's still.
Chima back in the game, yes.
Oh, he is.
We saw the Digger supporters, of course, present. Chima Zoka, the lone goal scorer for Maharlika in this evening. They did get the opener, after all.
But you can't say everything's over just yet. Looks like meron na namang kilos from Manila Digger.
Here's off here.
You could see that that was another attempt from another attempt to try and do a bicycle kick from Manila Digger.
Hey, but if that finds the back of the net, all praises. A double-edged sword offside here against Digger, the team in yellow. Dylan Batafem. Already options there for Kenry.
Maharlika really trying to hold on to that ball at the back. They're really inviting more and more attackers from Manila Digger to come forward. They want to pull people forward in the hopes that maybe they could do a quick counter.
It's the duel in the middle. It's opening up. Guy almost got it here to Ampatafim. Kenry was off his line. Winning it there with their physique when you refer to Dylan. In the middle. Shot taken. Dini Barley was there. Sea Dog trying to win this one versus Kang Yong Suk. Successful there. Toure and Ishoka giving them that build up now. Splendid here. The commentators curse as Pelonco gave it away. Counter attack. 3-on-3.
Ooh,
What a stop from Modu Juve. Two-way effort for him. Getting the goods on defense and offense.
and Juve really just had to be at the right place at the right time to intercept. That was a really critical pass.
And yellow is shown here. I think that's to Noy Pelonco for the play earlier. You can give the card late if there was advantage given, right?
That's true. And gusto rin makita ni referee kung saan pupunta yung laro na yun. Unfortunately, not a goal.
Here's a look at this one though. Kenji Nishoka took a hit, I believe.
Oh. Yeah, well done by Nishoka to get that ball out of the way, but sacrifices his body, drawing the foul instead in the card.
Fan favorite siya. You do not want to hit him or you are going to deal with his fan club. Speaking of Kenji Nishoka, quality ball here. Noy finds its way to Dylan Mambatafem. Jordan Jarvis joining cautiously. He's that center back of theirs. Fami Ibrahim. Lovely ball. Switched it over to Cho. Cho got beaten. The Sea Dog clears it.
Wow, that was really close for Cho. He was already winning that battle, but it just wasn't enough to get that ball into the right spot.
We are aware, of course, that Maharlika do have long throwers. But do you want to utilize these long throws against the taller team? That is the question.
Well, they do have the height advantage
Ayun.
there.
And they opted not to throw it long this time around. Kenry there to clean up. That run from Sekou seemed onside though, right? But Balobo off his line.
I was thinking it was offside and it wasn't just called, but then again, referee must have a better vantage point than we do.
Ibrahim versus Pelonco. Not Pelonco, but OJ rather. Ten minutes into the second half.
Still a Manila Digger momentum here, but you could see some glimmer of hope coming from Maharlika.
It's up to them now to execute. Cho.
Ooh,
Too much dribbling here, is it?
almost. I mean, you almost called it that it was dispossessed, but then that really tricky part to get that ball away from the two defenders. almost got them off guard.
Let's look again. Is that too much dribbling, or was that the right move?
There it goes.
They wanted a penalty.
Well, there
Oh,
was
it's outside,
contact.
yeah.
Yeah. But this is a prime spot to deliver the ball into the box. He just needs to keep it low enough because they are in a good spot to just head it in. Maharlika.
A tight angle. We see a sub waiting in the wings also for Manila Digger, Yuga Watanabe. But first, here's his free kick from the right. Too much. And off the head of Guy as it is out for a corner kick on the other side.
Well, corner changing sides now. It looks like the corner taker will be different again on this angle. And still, I think they're going to do the same play. Iniipon pa rin nila on that farther side of the post. Ang mga players hoping that the ball would fall squarely on them. But then again, the height advantage is really obvious for Manila Digger.
Seemed again that Maharlika were making a living off the transition, right? With their players who were just a bit smaller. Not a super big contrast. The in-swinger. Cloud couldn't really get his head to it.
Well, that was the perfect example of what to do against really tall defenders, but was not able to redirect the goal. McLeod, I think, never had a good contact with it.
Interesting here, they're taking out Seiku Sisei. And in comes Yuga Watanabe.
Well, Yuga Watanabe already has a goal to his name, so I think they're just adding a little bit more firepower there. And refreshing, of course, Sisei, who has already scored 4.
All in the opening game though, so he was scoreless in that last game.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a Stallion where they rescued a 1-1 draw.
still a difficult task Stallion always has been.
Yuga Watanabe comes in. He's had, and other than playing, of course, back home in Japan, he's played in the likes of Australia. This is Australia, I'll double check, but there's Mongolia for sure. It's up to him now to get the insurance goal. Yes, that is it. It's Australia in the NPL. Semi-pro ranks over there.
Napakalawak talaga ng football when it comes to the other countries. Hopefully, this is the kind of dream that we have, to have a full pyramid like that.
All part of the building blocks, of course, here. So come over to the Rizal Memorial Stadium and support local football. Also use the hashtag WeArePFL for any of your posts on social media. Follow us also on TikTok _WeArePFL_. Tama yan, dalawang underscore. Nodu Joof now.
One of the earlier goal scorers na center back.
Played back and cleared off because it was too close for comfort. Yuga. Fantastic there to get it to him. Barley did well to send it to the side. Attack still on though. Usman Guy taking on Aurelio Raza. Yuga lobbing it. Offside there. And that's why it will be Maharlika to resume this one now.
Yeah, he wanted to put it to Nishioka, but he's a little bit offside there. Could have positioned himself better, because you would know that they're going to really put the ball to you.
McLeod bringing it up now under some pressure. Sea Dog. They win it back. Guy. The holding here, not enough, of course, to floor him. It's low, but Kenry intercepts.
It's those kinds of balls that would be comfortable for Kenry to save. It's really the difficult ones, when it bounces off. That's where it really gets tricky for any kind of goalkeeper.
Half an hour remains. That's the time for Digger to hold on and get an insurance goal. Or the time here for Maharlika to rescue a draw at the least. That's Kang Byung-suk down.
Yeah, Wambatafem came in with full speed. He just wanted to just take him out.
A yellow was shown to Dine Barley. He must have said something unpleasant while trying to defend his teammate.
It's unavoidable.
This is not good for them though, because time is ticking. There was the challenge. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Wambatafem just making that run. He knows he's not going to get the ball, but at least he's going to get the damage.
His second game in the Philippines Football League. When you refer to Coach Moon, unideal. Understandable, of course, that he was very confident in his game plan heading into this one.
And we could really see that there was something going on there, but it's the resilience coming from the Manila Digger squad. Talagang they dug deep, hence the Digger name.
Of course.
Dug deep, kept their head in composure. Kasi kanina nga, the pressure was getting to them. They were missing shots. They were just shooting and couldn't find the target. And again, they just kept doing what they were doing. And eventually, it turned it to their favor.
Confirmation po dito sa Delao ni Dina Barle. One more and he'll be sent off. They do not want that to happen, of course.
So ano yan? 3-2 na when it comes to the yellows?
I lost count, sorry. Ever since we did get the breakthrough goal in this game. Nishoka.
Ooh.
Lovely skill here of the referee. They do not essentially count as part of the field of play now. And if my memory is correct, this will resume as a drop ball.
Yes.
Loss of the game updated about, or this aspect about 6-7 years ago. There's that drop ball for McLeod. There you go. Tama ka ata, Glenn.
2 and 3. Oh. Talagang naiipon na.
There was the flick here. Ibrahim almost got to it. 2-on-1 though. OJ Clarino and Modu Juf though ganging up on him. But somehow they get it. Kang Yung-suk. Mike Asong again.
And this time, Mike Asyong in the right spot to just run for that ball. He was not really in a hurry to move there. He was waiting for that cross, and good thing he did.
Off the head, Watanabe trying to take on McLeod. "64 minutes in already." So glad you could join us again on the YouTube and Facebook pages of the Philippines Football League. Digger continues to lead thanks to Babukar Torre and Moru Chuf. Jimo Zoka's goal. Is it going to be a mere consolation, or was it somehow a lifeline as they scored and drew first blood? Sea Dog there getting caught out. He's with Cho. They've been having quite a battle. A foot race between Jarvis and Chima.
Oh,
There's the fall.
looks like referee is not interested with that.
Coach Moon and Dennis Lucindo furious, wanting that penalty.
But my golly, that mistake there almost costed them.
But that was a clear hold right there, which was unnecessary, I feel. Or maybe a professional foul to stop that charge.
Well, he knows that he is advancing at a rapid pace on that wing, so he had to do something to stop the ball from getting any closer.
Let the pictures do the talking here. And we're only in the first round, right? We have 3 rounds of matches again. If it's this intense now, paano yung third round natin? At yung dulo ng second round?
And the beautiful thing here is, kaka-start pa lang natin. This is just
Kaya nga.
match day 3, so the teams are still about to get on their groove. may ibubuga pa sila. Let's have a look at that again. That play there, nagkaroon ng konting tulakan. Uzoka there seemed to have been putting his weight on the defender, and I think that's one of the reasons why the referee was not interested. Medyo nababasa na ni Raymart de los Santos yung galawan na yun, and this one there, that one warranted the yellow. A bit too obvious with the hands. So we have a little bit of break time coming for the players habang sinestretcher off ang isa sa mga players there. I think that's Wamba Tafem there on the stretcher.
While they were stretching him off, doon pinakita ni Raymart de los Santos yung kanyang yellow card.
Personal change na naman coming from Manila Digger.
I always say this to whoever's leading, that they will do what they can to waste time.
That's true.
Changes being made at the moment. Limbo and Sambo in. Troy Limbo being put in the game means that they are chasing another goal, and that insurance.
So it goes back. The setup that they had with Stallion Laguna, this is kind of really close to what they had when they started the game with the Dark Horses.
Confirmed that was Wamba Tafen given a yellow while he was being stretchered off, but he's showing he's okay.
And he has been subbed as well. Para panigurado na rin. Kasi mahaba-haba pa tong season na to eh.
You have to play the long game also after all. Yes, it's important to win now, but as you've said, you have to think long term. This is not the only game to play, of course, in the season. And Nishoka took a hit from Kang Suk.
Well, looks like the crowd was not happy with that.
Watanabe telling them to put it out of play for him. It's with Ibarle. He'll still bring it up.
Well, Nishioka is on his feet, so I think they no longer have to plead that case.
Played long here by Kang Suk. That was chested by Cho. Cho and Sea Dog have been having that matchup. Troy Limbo. His family as always present. Present live at the stadium. Hit to the side by Park.
I think Manila Digger is counting on the inability of Maharlika to change the direction of the game. One thing na hindi ko pa napapansin sa kanila at hindi nila frequently ginagawa is to shift the play immediately from the right to the left. Yung one good long diagonal ball to the opposite flank, laging iniiwang bakante ni Manila Digger yung space na yun. They're confident that Maharlika couldn't take advantage of that.
They just did that switch now. Sea Dog Schaffner and Modu Juve made it difficult for them. Talk about reacting, of course, quickly as the defense. And we do have Eric Giganto, who was the captain of Manila Digger in their inaugural season in the Philippines Football League. Now with Maharlika, he is going to enter the game along with Romeo Opong.
So another Ibarle story, because he was also a very utilized player during his season with Manila Digger.
Player number 8, Nathan Rilloraza. Replaced by player number 25, Daniel Romeo Opong.
Nathan Rilloraza steps up for Opong. That's quite a shift. You're trailing 2-1, but Rilloraza keeping up with the midfield here of Manila Digger.
He has to.
Keeping up is one thing. Different, of course, to stay on. Different, of course, to take the lead. Counter-attack time. Usman Guy. Still with him. The switch. Mike was there to intercept. Eric Giganto got it to a teammate. There's that battle here, as we know. Yes, these are Filipino clubs. But there's also the East Asian influence. Chinese influence for Digger. Sidog, Schaffner, and Fami going for it. They were former teammates last season. And Schaffner gets the yellow.
Raymart de los Santos just getting control back. And you know, one thing I love about his current way, the referee is just allowing the flow of the game to play. He's not easily looking into when players try to draw a foul. Like talagang, yeah, there is contact, but at the same time, most of the time players would really make sure that the referee sees that there was contact by, you know, making it seem that they have really felt it. And Raymart de los Santos hasn't really been that kind of referee to stop at every single ache.
Interesting there. Genji Nishoka, floored by Kang Bumsuk. Former teammate Dean Labarle, as he dribbles away, tells him, get up. Trash talking, mind games. And then the former teammates, Ibrahim and Schaffner, getting tangled. Ang problema dun yung kay Schaffner. Nahuli siya ni fourth official John Mike Basinang. Let's do remember again, the fourth official. Also an extra set of eyes here. As it's played by Park Yun-soo. Asong once more. Can he keep the stable goalkeeping for the full 90? Let's ask the same question too for Kenry Balobo.
Wow.
If Kenry can keep that stable effort of his, then that will continue to give hopes of a comeback for his team.
Maharlika just refuses to back down right now. Second half, first half, they really were caught sleeping when they conceded those 2 goals. But right now,
Mike Menzie with the push and is given a yellow. Mike saying Sea-Dog used it. Kenry Balobo, the captain, up to control things, as we know.
well, everybody's tempers is flaring right now. They really want to get some results done. They really want to just get the play on, but they can't control themselves any further.
This was after already. Fami saying something, Mike coming from behind.
Well, Menzie was certainly amused with that kind of movement there with that slight tug.
And you have to remember the players who have yellows. So Mike and Fami may have been trying to get something from Schaffner because he has 1 yellow. If you get your second yellow, you get a red and you're out. Pero ang dami na dito, Glenn. So that applies to the players here who all have bookings. Mike Menzie obviously one of them. Dinit Barley has one also.
And they're playing like they're not aware that they're already on a yellow, so that kind of ups the ante here, and they really want to test the referee. Ooh, that was a drop by Atsyong.
Fumbled by Mike Asong. Friendly fire. He got tangled up with Modu Juve. It did hit the head of Juve. But time is ticking again, as we've said.
Well, the referee just wants this game to keep playing, so he takes control.
Chima here to get him to carry on right away. On to the 75th minute already here. And your third game on this Saturday triple header. Tuloy did beat Garelli 3-0 in the Don Bosco Derby. Well, here comes a chance brewing. Ooh. He thought it was drilled past, but Balobo was there. Got his glove to it.
Danger not quite averted yet. The yellow shirts still have the numbers.
Troy Limbo, did he run out of space? That was the case there. But the second game again of this day saw Rico Andes with his heroics. Cebu FC were on defense the whole game. Rico Andes scoring at the death to upset Stalin Laguna. When you talk about the flow of the game.
Well, this flow of the game here, there could be a room for some miracle here.
There could be a red for a potential denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity against Mike Kasong, the keeper. You do not want to lose him, but you do have a reliable option in the bench in Nelson Gasic. But the team will be trimmed to 10 if that happens, if it's a red.
Well, it looks like in his hands, Raymart de los Santos is a yellow, I think. I thought he was going to issue that yellow.
It was brought out. Raymart de los Santos with a red here. Is it going to be against Asong? Seems like the case. They're doing everything to hold on to his arm.
Well, Juve is...
You cannot do that. That is quite unsporting, we will say.
And he has to be careful. The referee could brandish it on him too, Juve.
And we do see Omar NG is warming up to get ready just in case. Henry Balobo in the opposite goalkeeper box. He has moved into the attacking half a number of times when I refer to Henry Balobo.
He's an attack-minded goalkeeper. I mean,
when it comes to getting involved, right, with the offense, getting your ball on the feet.
Have you ever seen one of the...
Oh, there's the red shown to Mike Kasong. That has gotta hurt here.
And right now, this is danger zone. But again, an opening for another comeback could be in the works. We might just be in another treat, just as the earlier game.
There was the foul.
Oh, it was a definite shirt pull right there.
And in situations like these, even if you have a reliable goalkeeper, it just affects you when it comes to momentum, of course.
Well, that certainly is the case now. Substitute keeper warming up.
Yes, that's Omar NG. Asong still in disbelief. Even if they conceded earlier, he's played quite a game.
True, true. Well, looks like...
Although Juve has to be careful. He's treading the fine line and can get a card.
Sinasabi ko nga, kanina pa, I think Juve was already on a yellow, isn't he?
I believe so also, in my memory, yes. Napakadaming yellow card ngayon.
Umulan ng yellow card ngayon eh.
I believe this applies also, I'm sure, to local level games because in the international level, if you exceed 5, you get fined, and it is very heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Not so sure about the exact figures here also with the PFL, but that is the case.
So we do get fined.
I believe so, yes.
Well, that is gonna hurt.
You will not see the next game. So now the question is, who is going to step off, right, for NG? Asong is off with a red. The keeper is sent off, and then you have to sub someone off.
True.
So that you could put in your backup goalkeeper. And it is OJ Clarino who will step off, their fullback.
Looks like they have decided now to just go with a 3-man defense. And hopefully that should be enough to just see them through. 10 minutes and some change remaining for regular time.
Number 27, OJ Clarino, replaced by player number 16, Omar NG.
That heavy burden now on Omar NG to save this one at the least, or to preserve this scoreline.
But at the same time, the one-man advantage could play directly into Maharlika's hands here. They want to make the most of it, and I can feel that they're going to pour personnel into critical spots now.
And their efforts so far have not yet gotten them a second goal, but have gotten a digger player to bag a red. That's almost as close as it gets.
Yes.
But it's 10 minutes to hold on. If it was an early red card, advantage would be on Maharlika, and they did wear down the opposing digger side, but not the case here. Very tricky.
And also, Maharlika has to be careful because despite taking out OJ Clarino, they still have a very lethal personnel up front.
That is true. Oh, quite a fall here. Still on. Mike. Oh, definitely mishit that one.
You do not squander those kinds of chances. That was an opportunity to deliver the ball into the box. Michael Menzi unable to control it.
And it's at this level, it's those errors that can just give momentum away.
Yeah.
Momentum was given already to Maharlika. It might just swing back now to Digger just because of that. Breaks of the game. NG now getting great distance on this goal kick.
Not bad placement.
That is off the head of MacLeod. According to his records online, he was born in Manila. And he holds Philippines and English citizenship. His previous spell was with Langford. Dini Barle will flick it back to him. Balobo opening it for them now. Park got it to Fami. Let's see Romeo Opong. Poked away, but it's still with Maharlika in blue, black, and white. Manila Digger in yellow and black. What a way to cap off this triple header.
Well, we still have several minutes left of this, and boy, Maharlika is really stirring now. They are cooking, but the question is, would they be able to cook it right?
Or is it too little, too late? For those who do not know how to cook, like me. Humain lang.
Kakain na lang. Pero we'll just have to wait and see, because right now Maharlika is just pushing that ball, utilizing that space left dyan sa likod, and you could see the likes of the space being used on that right side. It's talagang pwedeng gamitin ng Maharlika.
And you do see that Babukar Torre, a forward slotting in at right back. Gives it to Watanabe. So trying to bring this up now and deny Maharlika of any possession. Deny them of possession. And you could just take away attacking opportunities.
They just need to run the time. That's the important thing. So they don't need to take unnecessary risks. Hang on to the ball as long as they can.
And a shout out to our 1,000 viewers combined on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to all of you, and use the hashtag WeArePFL when you put up your posts on social media. Thank you for joining us. Like the page also, and do subscribe. Don't you forget about TikTok. _WeArePFL_ is the username. We're also on Instagram and X. And Shoka got to thread the needle, but to an opponent. You know, I will say also, Fami Ibrahim got to prove his quality already last season, but he is showing that a different dimension here with his new team.
Well, he has been a good threat coming on that left and right side for Maharlika, but right now, what they really need is someone to put that and ripple the net. Maharlika just moving the ball right from the back, looking to get some numbers in.
Torre and Jupe again, the goal scorers for them this evening. When you refer to Digger, Chimo Zoka did draw first blood.
Ooh, trying to catch Balobo off his line, but Balobo's just too close.
I think that was a mishit also, right? That ball needed some height.
Well, it's worth a chance, you know.
Worth a chance when you fire, but when it gets to Kenry, you got to deal with his quick hands.
True that.
They're taking on Watanabe.
Ooh.
Time he hits the floor. And cleared off by Torre. That's with Mike. Dean gets it to Kang Bum-suk. Over to Kang Yung-suk this time. They're exchanging touches.
Talagang susubukan nila sigurong i-stretch ang formation ng Manila Digger by just passing it through the back. They're still trying to find an avenue.
That can get them to just lose steam, right? Whipped in,
Ooh.
Chima showing us his high, his vertical, even if he couldn't reach that ball, which was way too high, I will say.
But again, that was really optimistic for him to try.
Kam Byung-suk. Trying to go with that familiarity. Eric Giganto. It's traffic in the middle. Fami has found himself here in the middle too. Tine Barle. Floating it. The defensive header though.
Imagine if that could have been an assist coming from Ibarle.
And when you talk about Dean Ibarle in assists, one of the top players also in that category last season when he was with Manila Digger. As was chested here, the fall. We've seen the highs and the lows here for the two teams when it comes to momentum. The defensive header from Troy Limbo, an attacking player, but putting in the shift now given the circumstances. Watanabe, Yuga and Troy Limbo taking it. Kenny Balobo, I think from his angle, saw it was out already. But from where we were seated, we had to hold on.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it's going in, but he didn't move a muscle and he just let it sail past.
Maharlika are going to insert Jorel Aristorrenas for that extra punch in the midfield. Poked away here from Fami. And Watanabe secures. Usman Guy. Nishoka. Using the space to his advantage, and McLeod poked it away. 3 minutes remaining until we get additional time.
Well, this is not turning out well for Maharlika. They are already one personnel ahead of the opposition, and still they cannot score a goal, cannot use it to their advantage. Nakikita pa natin, they let Manila Digger take the advantage, take the initiative at times, so it's still not enough for them right now. They still need to do better.
Troy Limbo will do everything in his might, of course, to take precious seconds off the clock. We are expecting quite some time to be added on. It will be confirmed later on, though.
Dami nga namang ganap off the ball.
Manila Digger, should they hold on to the win, they will take provisional first place. I say provisional because there's the likes of Kaya right below with 6 points. Things will even out, of course, with the even number of games. But we do have 11 teams again, so this will happen a bit with the scheduling of games. Throwing down the line.
Parang bumaliktad yung momentum despite lacking the personnel. Manila Digger is starting to build that momentum. Good pass right down right flank.
And then it's a corner kick just like that. But we will say, Maharlika have been playing catch-up since the end of the first half. So is it possible that they're more tired than this Manila Digger squad, who did get a red 9 minutes ago?
You know, that is quite a possibility considering how Maharlika does appear to run out of steam. Kanina in the first half when they conceded the goal, they kind of looked like they ran out of steam. After the 15-minute break, they found some sort of lung to get that through. Pero right now they just cannot use this advantage.
Yuga opening up to give an option to Kenji. He has been a mark-to-man here.
He has.
Especially by the Korean players of Maharlika. You refer to Kenji Nishoka. Off the head here of Guy. Oh, that was on target. 7 minutes as confirmed.
That is quite a while there. This opens up a lot of opportunity. Maharlika just needs to play their cards right just once in order to get this one level.
Jarvis missed it.
Anywhere but there for Juve.
Kang Byung-suk couldn't get it. Up against Troy Limbo. Jorel getting beaten by Kenji.
Ooh.
Some space. Oh, McLeod recovers it.
Ball a bit too far for Nishioka to give chase, but still, that eats up the precious time remaining, and this 7 minutes is quite a big one.
It's too early, of course, to tell, but with the way they're playing, it's like it's still 11 v 11. Maharlika unable to utilize the one-man advantage that they have.
And it kind of looks like right now Manila Digger is giving them the test despite lacking one man.
And Torre crossed that. He does have a goal again, as we've mentioned. Is that lone goal going to be enough? Along with that goal of Modu Juve. King Miyagi will enter. His previous stint before heading to Maharlika was with Manila Digger. Right before playing with Digger, he did feature with Cebu FC.
And was a frequent feature during his stint with Cebu.
It was a stacked squad, but he would get his opportunities here and there. He did score his inaugural PFL goal already, though. That was while with the Gentle Giants.
Ooh!
Open goal!
Oh, no.
Game, set, match! There you go. What we mentioned earlier. And now it's Usman Guy with the goal. We were thinking earlier, right, and trying to confirm if it was Modu Juve who scored one of the goals earlier. Or if it's Modu Juve or Usman Guy. Well, rightfully now, Usman Guy gets one for himself.
Well, we have been denying him his goal from the get-go. He will not be denied. And there you have it. He just wrests it from the hands of the defense. Look at that pass there. Finding that space. Good delivery into the box. Balobo couldn't get into that ball. And Guy just ready to pounce on that opportunity.
There you go. Perhaps having to play catch-up throughout this game just took its toll in Maharlika. As a yellow is given to Yuga Watanabe, from what I am seeing.
Wow.
3 goals, 3 different goal scorers, and you gotta feel here for Kenry Balobo.
Yes, you would. And that one, that was, I think, a real lapse of concentration from Kenry. Maharlika still refuses to bow down. They still have 5 minutes, but right now, the best that they can do is a second consolation goal from what we can see.
They headed it back to their keeper in NG. Talk about the confidence there. And yes, they knew what they were doing, but you know, of course, it can be dangerous. Maharlika players were around.
But now, looking back, they haven't really utilized the full services of their new keeper, of their substitute keeper. It's like the defense stepped up as soon as Asong stepped out.
But that's what you like as a keeper, of course, right? Because we mentioned that, yes, you may have a guy like NG who still has to prove himself in the PFL. But as a goalkeeper, you want your defense to do the work, because if the goalkeeper is called to action, you're flirting with danger.
And you know, it's a skill in itself already, organizing your defense to make sure that your saves would be the easiest part of the job.
Spot on. And with that, it's that ceiling advantage, that physical advantage of Digger. To go with their skills to overpower this Maharlika squad. Here comes Troy Limbo. Aristorenas trying to clamp him down. Got to poke it away, but it's a corner kick given. And we are aware, of course, that corners are opportunities for leading teams to waste time.
Well, they're certainly using that. You can see right here, they're not in a hurry to take that. But again, it's like they sprung to life here. Manila Digger has that third lung to call upon if they really need to in a bind. Unlike Maharlika, who really have run out of fuel, run out of gas. You could see that they're already dragging themselves and they couldn't make themselves connect or link up front.
There you go, the time wasting, but they're trying to break free now. Will it be number 4? Was that a shot or a cross?
Wow.
Maybe mishit. Let's just put it that way. A shot that was mishit.
Well, I don't think that was the intention there, but still.
Left to right action now. Maharlika in blue, black and white chasing it. got a feel for them because they did lead 1-0 earlier. As here's a shot that was taken by King Miyagi. It came off a defender though.
Lucky enough, looks like that would be another corner, an opportunity to use the numbers that they have to put people forward.
Should this stick, it will be a win and a loss for Maharlika over 2 games. And their goal difference will be at +0, or it will be at 0. For Manila Digger, there'll be a +8. Shot taken low off of Sea Dog.
Ooh!
There! That's a lifeline nonetheless, despite of what we just said.
Well, they have the next 30 seconds, and whatever mercy the referee would give them.
It was a goal amidst the chaos, just like the previous ones in this matchup, 3-2.
Let's have a look at that.
Taken by Chima from the looks of it.
Well, that certainly was a quick one there. Nobody was guarding him, and they know that there was some space being left on that side. Opportunity there on that right side, and no one there to just mark him or make it difficult for him at the very least.
A brace for Chima here. Scoring the 2 goals for Maharlika this evening. He had the full-time whistle out there from Raymart De Los Santos. Too little too late here for Maharlika. One of those possibilities that we did map out.
But, you know, from the start, we knew that this was going to be a close encounter considering the momentum both of these teams have brought to the table. And look at the coaches.
Congratulations to the winners of match number 10.
Boss Bass, a happy man. One of their team officials too, not just an assistant coach. Coach Kim for sure happy too. 3-2. Chimo Zoka a brace in their losing effort. And a goal each from Babukar Ture, Usman Gai, and Modu Juf. Wow, what a day to cap off this triple header.
Well, you certainly said it right. Both of these teams have really shown that they have evolved and have gone further from what they were last season. But in the event right now that we see, Manila Digger has carried that momentum, and they continue to be undefeated so far in the last 3 games. 2 wins, a draw, and they have taken down Maharlika.
There you go, 3-2 once more is the score. Manila Digger with the victory over Maharlika. And we just mentioned our goal scorers again earlier, but we'll wrap up alongside Glenn Casas. This was Claro Manzano. But hey, we'll catch you tomorrow in our doubleheader right here in your Philippines Football League 2025-2026 season. But good night for now.
Sa Japanese na? Hayat is better.今日は大事な一戦で勝ち点3を取ることができてよかったです。
So it was very important game today, and then we could get the 3 points. So it's lucky. It's very lucky for us.
そして次回の一戦に向けてこれからみんなでいい準備していきたいです。
So we have one more game next week, Saturday. So we will keep continue to practice and then focus on the next game. Thank you very much, sir.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next dito, picture muna, Kenji.
Thank you. Thank you.